Hey, all right, everybody. Now then, the Ulez has been causing a massive stink up in the old London area where they're expanding it. Now, I don't live in London at all. I live in Wales, so there's no sort of Ulez low emission zone in Wales yet. There probably will be. I don't think there is at the moment. They're talking about having one in Cardiff, which isn't far from me. But anyway, I don't travel to Cardiff that much, so that won't affect me either. But anyway, there's been a massive stink about the Ulez in London. Sadiq Khan has been getting it in the neck, left, right and centre, bish, bash, bosh. And, he's been having a bit of a hard time with it. Now, personally, I think what's going to happen now, because I'm filming this today, and this is the day that the Ulez goes live. The 29th of August, I think it is, and it went live at midnight. So it's gone live now, so I don't know how many people are going to get caught out today. But I reckon within 2 weeks, people won't even be talking about it again. I think that in a couple of weeks' time, it becomes normal, and that's it, that's the end. So all this knee-jerking has been going on, it'll probably just blow over in a couple of weeks' time. I think it will. Now, there's been talk of people saying that when the election comes up for the mayor, some of them are saying they're gonna banish the Ulez. But by the time that comes around, most people's cars will be compliant anyway. So it's just a bit of I think that's another political gimmick, saying that they're going to banish the Ulez because there will be hardly any uncompliant cars in the outer London and inner London areas altogether. So I think that's a bit of a load of old tosh. But the Ulez, is it a money grab? That's what everybody's saying. Is a money grab. The Sadiq Khan is trying to pinch money off the poor people, and I suppose in a way it is, because the people with the oldest cars, or the cheapest cars, I suppose, are the ones who have to pay. But like I said, I don't live in London, but there is a couple of easy solutions on how to get out of trouble, because I've seen a lot of protesters, and people have been filming protesters, and they've been saying they can't afford to this, they can't afford to do that. But a lot of them don't even live in London. They've come from past the outer borough of London, and they've just come in to protest. And a lot of them have said their cars are compliant. So why are they there? Probably because they're worried about the Ulez expanding all the way across the country, I suppose. 15-minute cities and all that sort of stuff. That's what they're talking about. I don't know how true 15-minute cities are. I don't think it's going to be locked into cities for 15 minutes. But if you do find yourself in the outer borough of London and your car's not compliant and you've got to pay £12.50 and say you drive every day, I think there's a couple of options in there. Either use the scrappage scheme or sell your car and buy a compliant car. Now, you might say to yourself, whoa, buy a compliant car, that's going to cost loads. No, it's not. Because I think it's 2005 onwards petrol cars are compliant. So you could buy an older car. There's nothing stopping you buying an older car. I'm not saying some people might have even older cars, but there's a lot of people with diesel cars, and they could sell their diesel car and buy a perfectly good petrol car and be compliant and not have to pay the £12.50. I mean, I've looked it up, and there's even some cars back as far as 2001 are compliant. There's a lot of German cars were compliant before the 2005 date that they were supposed to be compliant, because they sort of preempted that and got in there quicker. So there is loads and loads of cars that could make you compliant. I mean, it's not difficult selling your car, is it? I mean, some people might find it daunting, but you could sell your car, buy another car that's compliant, and then everything would be tickety-boo. Now, I know I'm not trying to make light of it, and it is a terrible thing that you've got to pay £12.50, but there is easy solutions for people to make. They could sort it out that way. Anyway, so that was my little rant about the Ulez. I was making a video because I think it's all going to blow over. I reckon in a couple of weeks' time, nobody will be talking about it. A lot of people, before he started this Ulez thing, I think they said it was 90% or 91% of Londoners in the outer borough are already Ulez compliant. Now, I think that number has risen by quite a bit since the start of the Ulez today. I don't know the numbers, but a lot of people probably would have already sold their cars and bought new ones to be compliant. I know it's horrible being forced to buy a different car when you don't have to, but I think a lot of people have already bought cars that are compliant. So that number of how many people have got compliant cars has probably risen by quite a lot, I'd say. Because paying £12.50 a day, say for 5 days a week, is a lot of money, isn't it? I mean, if you work that over a month, imagine now if you did 5 times £12.50 is, what's that, £62.50, is it? I think off the top of my head, was that right? 512? I think that's about right. And if you times that by a month, you'd have enough to get finance on a new car. So look, if you that's if you can get finance on a new car, by the way. But what I'm saying is, if you had to drive 5 times a week with an uncompliant car, don't do it. Try and find other ways to sort it out, because otherwise you're just being daft. If you carried on driving 5 times a week and paying the £12.50, then you're just shooting yourself in the foot. So try and find a way out. Either sell your car and buy a crapper car that's compliant, or if you're in a position to get finance, it'd still work out cheaper. Would it work out cheaper? It probably would, because you can get finance on cars for less than, it'd be 60 odd, yeah, it'd be quite a lot of money a month, wouldn't it? It'd be a lot. So I think in a couple of weeks' time, it's all going to peter out. I might be wrong. Tell me if you think I'm wrong and I'm an idiot. But I think it's all like, everybody's been a bit knee-jerky about it. I think it's something that will all work itself out. And in a couple of weeks' time, nobody will be talking about it. And they'll move on to something else. They'll probably move on to the 20-mile-an-hour speed limit that's coming into Wales on the 17th of September. And everybody's getting all, they're all getting all about it. I can see on Facebook a lot of people in Wales are getting all like, there's going to be chaos on the roads. People are going to be getting angry. How are you supposed to do 20 miles an hour? Anyway, that's another video. Anyway, if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Ho-hoi!